Gosh, look, I'm back at home. And if I hadn't just come out of hospital, actually, I think even having come out of hospital, this really is the height of decadence. Bay won't leave my side. And I've gone back to writing. I'm really enjoying writing. I'm writing about my old school days. And my goodness, they're extraordinary. I don't know whether any of you have done this. The other thing is I've got crumpets. Isn't that amazing? I'd love to know, what is the most decadent thing that you have done? Let's all be a little bit self-indulgent for a day or so anyway. I'll get back to you all a little later. I was going to make a film the other day about some Shakespeare stuff about the way somebody starts a line and somebody else finishes it, and how this shows that they're so on the same wavelength, or they're having a battle. It's all very Greek, but I thought in the end that's all a bit sort of self-indulgent too. So I thought I'd let you into what I was really doing. What I'm really doing is just having a blast, going back to the past and thinking of what it was like in the 1970s. I remember, what are those things? Where all the lights go off. And the power stuff. Blackouts. I remember blackouts. I remember crawling around school when I was quite young with candles. It was very exciting. But I'm sure it was very frustrating for people who had to work and relied on all that electricity, you know. So children see things in a different way to adults, and to go back and then look at your childhood through the prism of a life that's already been lived is astonishing. I put all this stuff to bed years ago, and now I'm going back and I'm having a look at this stuff. I think, did I really do that? And did these people really say that? Yeah, I think they really did. And you're sort of flabbergasted by some of the things. And there was one person I've been writing about, and I thought, you know, he was such a nice, saintly sort of character. But in fact, when I start doing the chronology, he must have been the headmaster at a time when a complete monster, complete tyrant was beating children and firing his gun at them if they didn't run fast enough. He actually had an air rifle and made all the children run around this big rugby pitch, and if they didn't run fast enough, he fired his air rifle at the children and hit some of them, and then they had to go to the matron with bruises or whatever you get when you're hit with an air rifle. It's bestial, and it didn't quite happen to me, but I certainly heard all about it, and so yeah, I hope at some point soon you'll be able to read all this. But I'm having a blast writing it, and if anybody's got any memories from that time and they knew me then, or anything, do get in touch, because I'd really love to have my memory prodded, and as I say, love to know what self-indulgent things you have been doing, and how you would deal with your time when you come out of hospital and been placed in bed. Yeah, look at Bay. Isn't he wonderful? He's guarding me. He's only inches away from the bit of the tummy which actually is really quite painful, and he's just managing to avoid that, and I'm thinking, thank God, but you don't know really whether he really understands. I hope he does, because I will scream. Okay, have fun.